Oh, hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Well, in today's video, we've had a pretty hectic last couple of weeks here at the studio. The weather has finally turned to winter, and winter it is. So it's been crazy out there with all the storms. We lost power for I don't know how many days. Each day, like last weekend, was out for 4 hours, and it was out for 7 hours, and it was out for 3 hours. It was crazy. But in between all that, we did have a couple of surprises. Now, what? Oh, yeah, you noticed, right? Yeah, it's an empty guitar stand, folks. Now, I know a lot of you guys are longtime viewers and subscribers of the channel, but there's a lot of guys that maybe have not been to the channel, and we welcome you guys here today, guys and gals, hopefully. An empty guitar stand here on this channel means, oh, come on, let's build it up. You can say it. Sing it out to me, folks. It is
New Guitar Day.
Yes. It's New Guitar Day. In fact, it's a surprise week because not only did one new guitar come in, but 2 new guitars came in. And I've been very busy around here. So what I'm doing is the last time that happened, I'm separating those videos. But I actually filmed the box openings of both at the same time. And then I will do the separate reviews because each one deserves its own separate review. And in fact, in this particular case, we have a brand new company that reached out to the studio here, reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in looking at their product. And of course I said, yes, absolutely. We were always looking for new upcoming products from upcoming companies. And this particular company reached out to me. And again, I got this just the other day. Now, it just turned to February. So happy February, everybody. And I was trying to get this out by the end of January. But again, it only arrived on the last day of January, and we did the box opening. So we did the box opening yesterday, and then today we're going to do the review. I like to let it set a little bit. So here we are. Let's cut to the B-roll, and we'll watch the box opening of this brand new company that's sponsoring today's video. Let's have a look. As you can see, it's extremely cold outside. But regardless, we've got New Guitar Day. And so this arrived yesterday, and I've let it set because, again, it was very, very cold. So we got David here. We're going to do our thing. And see what's new here at the studio on New Guitar Day. Whoa, yes. Something new to the studio, a new company, new manufacturer that was kind enough to reach out to us here at Stewart Records and wanted to see if we would take a look at this brand. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So, New Guitar Day. Comes with a gig bag too. Okay, so this is Deluxe Edition Fesley, or Fesley. Inside the pocket here. Wow, an instruction manual. You don't see that often. This appears to be the FST-350M. I know that it is a Strat style guitar. Huh. Strap. That's what's in the pocket. It's not a bad gig bag either. Let's go over this way and have a look. All right. New Guitar Day with a new manufacturer and a new company that reached out to us, Fesley or Fesley. And I did ask the company how they pronounce their name, and he said it sounds like Elvis Presley or Presley. So I'm going with both. You know how we pronounce stuff here in the studio. But I believe it to be Fesley or Fesley. Here we go. New Guitar Day. Oh, wow. Look at this. We'll go through that when we get the guitar in the studio. This is just right out of the box here, folks. Nicely done. Ooh. I like this. This is a sunburst, but it's a matte sunburst finish. And this appears to be an HSS. In other words, a humbucker, single coil, single coil. It's like blackened out hardware. With the exception of the pickups. Pickups are in the white, but all the hardware is blackened. That's interesting. Okay, anyway, we'll get it inside to the studio, get it tuned up, and see what we got. New Guitar Day here at the channel. Once again, as we cross over from January to February of 2024. Well, I hope you enjoyed the B-roll. So what did we get? Well, I'm talking about this guy right here. Yes, this is from the good folks at Fesley Music, or Fesley Music. I did reach out to them and asked them how they pronounce their name, and I was told that it's kind of like Presley, like Elvis Presley, but with an F. And I can't pronounce Elvis Presley either. Is it Presley or Presley? Is it Fesley or Fesley? I'm going to use both because that's what we do here at the channel. You know how we love the English language here. So this is from Fesley Music. Now, I knew about the guitars. I have seen them on Amazon, because if you guys have been on Amazon recently, in the last few months, you've seen all kinds of companies popping up. These guys have actually been around for quite a while. Around 2019 is what I was told when they first came out with this guitar right here. But it's actually a music company. They don't just do guitars. If you go on their website at www.fesleymusic.com, and I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots here, they do electric pianos, they do electric drum kits, they do violins, they do guitars, they do quite a few different things. And I guess what they're really planning on doing in their startup is, to do affordable instruments for people just getting into music, or even intermediate and pro players, I guess, at some point. But the nice thing is that they're a music company that puts out all kinds of stuff. So for instance, if you're a parent and you're looking for something for your kids to get started on, the big investment is not there at the very beginning. And then, of course, we'll see how the child does or how the person does. Even us older guys, we're always looking for a bargain as well. That's what this channel is all about. I try to put out what I'm finding out there that's a bargain and that's really, really playable. So they sent me this. This is their 2019 version, from what I understand. This is the FST-350M. This particular one, it's in a sunburst style color. Now these guitars, if you look at this, you'll see that it is a Strat style guitar, but you can also notice that it doesn't look like your typical Strat. And that's because they call this minimalist designs. They don't have a big gloss on them. They're a satin finish guitar. And the big notice that you'll see, for instance, here's my monoprice here. As you can see here, this is your standard SSS. This is actually a Super Strat, I consider, because it's got a humbucker and a single. But the biggest difference you're going to notice is that there's no loaded pickguard. This is mounted into the body. So there's no pickguard here. And there's also not your normal Strat style input here. This one is in on the edge of the guitar. But again, you've got a buffed satin finish on these with a maple neck. This is a poplar body and a maple neck with a maple fretboard. You can see that the hardware is blacked out with a 5-way switch down here, your standard vintage style tremolo, vintage tuning keys up here, and a rock maple neck that is a semi finish. It's just got a light satin sheen on it. So it makes the guitar very, very cool looking, weight-wise, measurement-wise. I'm going to show you all that when we go and do the up-close and personal. I just wanted to kind of give you, first of all, some of the information that I've received from Fesley. And they are doing different versions of guitars now. This, again, was their first one. They've got some acoustics coming out. They've got a Les Paul that they just came out with, and I'll show you a pic of that I found on their website. But on Amazon is where you'll find these guitars for sale. Now, I'll show you the pics that I did from Amazon up there. Right now, this guitar, this particular model, is going for about $149, I believe it is, so 150 bucks. And there's a $20 coupon that you can apply. So that's making this guitar come in at a $129 price point, which is awfully good based on what I'm seeing right off the top of my head here, right out of it. This does come with the gig bag, as you guys did see in the B-roll box opening. Let me show you the gig bag real quick, and I'll go through that. So here's the gig bag, folks. In the pocket on mine came an instruction manual, which again is unusual for a guitar, budget size anyway, budget style guitar. But it goes through string maintenance and how to change the strings and installing new strings and how to do your setup for adjusting the string action and the intonation and the truss rod. It goes through the anatomy of a guitar, you know, what all the pieces are and what all the different things are called. This came with a nice wax paper that was over the strings, so the strings are in pretty good shape. Of course, your truss rod adjustment and bridge adjustment, your Allen hex key type things here. And it also came with your trem bar. No, I haven't set the trem up yet. I did open up the pockets, and I'll show you that on the up close and personal to see what's behind the curtain there, you know, as far as the control cavity and stuff goes. Again, nothing surprising there. And the trem arm, I'm just going to leave off at this point. I will put it on when I go to set up the trem. Usually they come pretty tightened down, pretty locked down. I'll go through that at another case. But you can see, it's a decent gig bag. It's not quite as padded as, say, for instance, the gig bag that comes with the mono-price guitars, but it's still very, very nice. And there it is. So a decent gig bag that comes with it as well. Okay, so back to the FST-350 guitar here. It came with a little chord chart, hang tag, and of course the deluxe edition with all the information for Fesley, and a QC card showing that the cosmetics were checked by an inspector, and of course the playability was checked by an inspector as well. And they actually got the heights of the setup on here. They're saying that the 12th fret, it is 2.0 millimeter set, and then 1.5 on the high E. So we can actually check that and see how close that is. They're saying 2 millimeter at the low E at the 12th, and 1.5 at the high E. And guess what, folks? 2 millimeter on the low and 1.5 at the high E. So it's exactly as the card says it is. And again, that's a little, I understand how the setup is. They want to set up for the majority of people, and that's fine. It's a little high for me, but not ridiculous. It actually plays very nice. So far, I've been banging around on it a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and do a quick tune-up here. We're going to do the up close and personal on this particular guitar and show you all the measurements that I'll be doing along with weights. It's a comfortable weight, poplar body. And then, of course, the big thing is, well, Jimmy, how does it sound? And, of course, we'll do some sound checks as well. So let's do it the up close and personal, and then we'll do some tone checks on the new FST-350M. This in the sunburst color from the good folks at Fesley Music. Let's get to it. Okay, folks, so here's the up close and personal on the new Fesley. This is the Strat version. This is actually, from what I understand from the company, their first model guitar in the HSS configuration. So you've got your standard volume tone with a 5-way switch here, blacked out hardware, your vintage type trem. This is a super strat, what I consider a super strat, because it's got a humbucker and then a single coil. This is a poplar body with a sunburst finish and a matte finish on the actual guitar. So it's a very light satin type of finish. It's very cool. 22 fret guitar. This is a bolt-on, obviously. Again, as a Strat style, you get your standard type of black markers going up a maple fretboard on a maple neck. The neck is very well done, and the neck is probably the star of the show here, because the neck does feel great. All the fret markers, the frets themselves, again, they're not stainless, but they're nice frets. No sharp edges at all. Came in very nicely done. Almost feels like it's slightly rolled, but it just feels great. Again, your standard ABS plastic style nut here. Vintage blacked out tuners. There's only a string tree on the EB side. Not obtruse Fesley logo up there. Again, I will show you weights and measurements during the up close here. I will cut away. I did want to turn this around so you can see the back of the guitar. Again, there's your vintage style tuners here. On a very nice satin maple neck. There's no gloss on this. It just feels really good. These, of course, made in China. This is interesting. They actually have an engraved Fesley on the neck plate. You don't see that on too many budget guitars. Again, I'm going to remove those plates and show you what's underneath. I have heard that it's a thin trim plate with 3 springs. I also have heard that there are dime-sized pots used in this with a box switch, which is, again, nothing you wouldn't expect on a guitar at this price point. And nothing wrong with that as long as everything works. The weight of this comes in right at about 7 pounds, just slightly over the 7-pound mark. And of course, measurements at the nut and at the 12th fret. It is a standard Asian radius neck at 14. But an attractive guitar and a cool sunburst, cool satin finish with the HSS configuration. Again, brand new to here to the studio from our good friends at Fesley Guitars. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed the up close and personal here. As always, when we do tone checks here in the studio, I'm going to use my Monoprice 15 stage right amp right here. And we're going to go to the Celestion V30 cabinet, external cabinet that's over there. And we're going to try to do some clean stuff, obviously. And of course, some crunchy, you know. We like to do both here in the studio. So far, it's holding tune very well. A couple of things that I didn't mention in the up close and personal. When I asked Fesley about this, they're saying that their nut is a composite plastic steel nut. It does look different than any other nut I have on any other guitar I have here, and that's why I was kind of questioning what that actually was. They're saying it's a steel plastic nut. They're also telling me that it's 2.4 millimeter on the fret wire. Alnico pickups here. And so that should sound pretty nice. This neck is the star of the show here so far, folks, because the neck feels very, very nice. It's very, there's no sharpness to this at all. And again, it's still extremely cold outside. And this came in the middle of the night when it was probably in the teens. So I did let it set a little bit before I even decided to tune it up here. All right, so let's give this tone a try, and I'm going to show you the controls here as well, because you got your standard type of Strat set up with a single volume, 2 tones, and the tones will affect the sound based on the position of the switch, and it's a 5-way switch. Wow. That's bright. Let's back that off a little bit because that's pretty loud. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's go to position 2. Now what that should be is half of the humbucker in the middle position. It should give us a little bit of Strat style quack here, I think. Oh yeah. Now that volume control on the bottom controls this one now, and along with the tone control here. Yeah, that's got some quack to it. I like it. That's a cool position. I like the sound of that. I'm liking the sound of these pickups too. Now we're going to go to the middle. Middle should be the middle pickup, obviously. That sounds very cool too. Now this is position 4. That should be middle and neck with this tone control. And it is. That's got some nice quackiness. nice. That sounds cool. Now I'm only on about 8. Tone all the way down. All right, let's go to the neck. I like it. I like it a lot. In fact, the pickups sound very, very good. I was saying that the neck is the star of the show. These pickups sound great. Now, they're supposed to be El Nicos. I'm not going to pull them out of there to show you. I'm trusting that the folks at Fesley Music are telling me the truth. They certainly sound very, very good. I like the quackiness. Let's put a little snot on it and see what we got. Wow. Very nice. That's nice. And that's all clean, folks. Just a little bit of reverb on there. I like it. I like it a lot. So, Fesley Music, a interesting variation of the Strat style guitar. Again, minimalist design, poplar body, maple neck, of course the standard 25/5 scale that you'd get on a Stratocaster. Very nice sounding pickups, vintage style bridge, vintage style tuners, 2.4 millimeter on the fret wire. Again, they're not all the bells and whistles. You don't have a flamed maple neck. You don't have stainless steel ball-ended type of frets on here. But again, you're not spending $200 and $212 either. You're spending, with the coupon, $129. So, in compatibility for something like the Monoprice Deluxe, they're right there. In fact, the neck is very, very nice. And I think I like the pickups much nicer than I do on the Monoprice, although the Monoprice does have some quack, especially on the deluxe version. But that deluxe version is an ash body guitar, like the Sunburst I have over there, the Cherry Burst. I'll show you. It's an ashed guitar, and it's very heavy. This is not. This is right just at the 7-pound mark, so it feels very, very comfortable. If I was a new player, and if I was looking to get a starter guitar for somebody, even not a starter guitar, even a player like myself picking up something like this, you'd be very, very surprised, and I'm surprised at how nice it actually plays. It doesn't need anything. This is right out of the box. Factory strings. Setup was very, very nice. Again, a little high for what I like, but my preferences are a little bit different. It might be absolutely perfect for a starter guitar, and it will be. It's fine to play just like I'm playing it right now. My preference would be to lower it down just slightly, but doesn't really need it. It feels like this has got 9s on it. They're a little bit more slinkier than the 10s that normally come on a guitar. I'm just assuming that they are 9s, but they feel fine. It doesn't appear to me that they have to be torn right off. The first thing I usually do when a new guitar comes in is replace the strings. These are not giving me any markings. They're not black in my hand. They feel fine, and they're holding tune and intonation, so nothing wrong there. Very cool guitar from the good folks at Fesley Music. Again, thanks so much for sponsoring the video. I appreciate you sending it to me. They are coming out with a bunch of new product too. So again, they wanted me to show you that this was like one of the first products that they had back in 2019. Still a very viable product. Still plays great. And you can't beat the price at, what did I say, $129 with the coupon. Now, they have a bunch of different colors. It depends on which color and finish that you get. The price differs slightly, and I think the coupon's different slightly as well. I believe there was one that had a $30 coupon, one that had a $40 maybe. So the newer models and/or different colors might vary in price, but you're all looking at that same kind of price point, on this particular model, the FST-350M. There are some other ones. I think they have a 400 and something else. I haven't looked closely at them because I was focused on this particular one. But they came out with some LP models as well. I'll show you a pic of that. And again, if you're looking at digital pianos and digital drum sets, they have that kind of stuff as well. They're a full-scale type of music company, not just doing guitars. Okay, so check them out at www.fesleymusic.com and check out the guitars on Amazon. Okay, all right, folks. I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so very, very much for stopping into the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hey, that's right. Yeah, come on over to the good side. We would love to have you on board. Again, my thanks to Fesley Music for sponsoring the video. Thanks to you guys for sitting out and subscribing. And thanks for all of you that are watching. Until next time, folks, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Okay? And we'll talk to y'all again very, very soon. Yeah. I'll do a little play out for you on the exit, the outro. Talk to y'all again soon.
you.